Good morning everyone. I am Dr. Preeti Khulbe and today we are talking about TOT, that is Transfer of Technology Agencies in India. So we have discussed a lot about the technology transfer in our previous videos. We have discussed that technology may transfer from one place to another place, that is we can transfer the technology from R&D to the manufacturing as well as from one manufacturing unit to the another manufacturing unit. Okay, so here we are talking about the agencies, the authorities which are there in India for the TOT, that is transfer of technology. Okay, so if you want the detail related to the introduction, related to the general consideration of the technology transfer, so you can visit my previous videos. Learning objectives. So upon completion of this unit, the students will be able to learn about the various considerations of technology transfer, that is why technology transfer is needed, what is the criteria of technology transfer, to know the various legal issues related to technology transfer and stages involved in the technology transfer. So if we talk about the legal issues, so this we will discuss in this slides in this PPT, because that if there is a some authorities are involved, so we need to submit the documentation for that authority, and that is what the legal issue is. So we will discuss here. And if you want to know about the general consideration, why it is important, what is technology transfer, and what is the team of technology transfer, what is the team involved, what is the space involved, so you can visit my previous videos of technology transfer. Now on completion of this unit, the learning outcome is need of technology transfer. Why we are doing technology transfer, what if we are not doing the technology transfer, so all this you will came to know in the need of technology transfer. Other than that, technology transfer from R&D to production, so that is research and development to the production department. If we transfer the technology, so what is the process, what are the steps involved, how we can transfer the technology from R&D to production or production to another production unit, this we will discuss in this unit. And other than that, advantages and disadvantages of technology transfer are also will discuss in this unit. So here I want to say that we have already covered most of the topic related to the unit of technology transfer in our previous videos, and this video is specifically for the legal issues or legal authorities which are there, or agencies which are there for the technology transfer. So if you want the other topics, so you can visit the previous video, and if you want this only, so you can stay connected. Yeah, so next is the first slide is related to the introduction. So what is introduction of technology transfer? So technology of transfer may be defined as a mutual agreed upon the international goal oriented and proactive process by which technology flows from an entity that owns the technology, that is transferor, to an entity seeking the technology, that is the transferee. So that is in this the two companies we can say, or two persons are involved. One is the transferor, second one is the transferee. So a transferor is something who transfer the technology, or we can say who own the technology is the transferor, and who is seeking for the technology is the transferee. Okay, so yeah, this is the thing related to the this technology transfer, and it is a mutual agreement we can say between the two companies or two persons related to the technology. Now the transfer involves cost of the cost and expenditure that is negotiated and agreed upon by the transferee and transferor. So when we transfer the technology, so what is technology and how we transfer it, what are the costs and expenditure involved in that. So all these things are there in the in this technology transfer process. So this is a mutual agreement, we can say, between the transferee and transferor, that how much cost, how much expenditure is there, and we are giving you that technology, so you will give us this. So this type of mutual agreement is there, and as we have discussed, it is also used to make the partnership, to make the alliance with the other company. So yeah, so this is all a mutual agreement, we can say. So the transfer may be said to be successful if the transferee can successfully utilize the technology for business gains and eventually assimilate it. Okay, so the transfer is basically, we can say, only successful when transferee successfully utilize it. So that is, for example, we have discussed related to the successful transfer in our last video. We have discussed that if we want to do the successful transfer, so we have to follow certain points, like there should be good communication, there should be proper staff, there should be educated people, there should be a proper knowledge, there should be validated procedure, there should be dossier submission. So we have discussed all of these. But apart from all these things, for the successful technology transfer, it is also essential that the transferee, that is जिसको आप technology दे रहे हो, can successfully utilize the technology for the business gain. So that is, if you have transferred the technology but they are not using it properly, or they are not gaining the profit from it, so that means the technology transfer is not successful. So technology transfer is successful only when the technology is transferred properly, successfully, and that technology is also used by the transferee properly and gain the business or gain the profit from it. Now technology transfer can be vertical and horizontal technology transfer. So there are two types of technology transfer, either it is vertical or horizontal. कैसे भी we can do, ठीक है, it is between the R&D to production and production to the production, from one company to the another, from similar company of two things. If somebody is opening the new plant of the same company, so they can also transfer. If they are shifting the plant from one place to another place, then also there is a technology transfer. Okay, so all these things are there. Now the vertical transfer refers to transfer of technology from basic research to the applied research, development and production respectively. So that is, if we are preparing the technology, for example, if we are preparing any new product, so first it is in the laboratory. First it is prepared in the laboratory or research laboratory, we can say. So if that new product which is prepared, or new technology which is developed in the basic research lab, and it is transferred to the applied research or research and development and to the production, so that is where the manufacturing happens. So this type of technology is known as vertical technology. Okay, we have also discussed this, it can be transferred from R&D to production. So that is the vertical transfer. Now second one is the horizontal transfer. So horizontal transfer refers to the movement and use of technology used in one place organization or contacts to another place organization or contacts. Okay, so that is if we are transferring the technology from in a single manufacturing unit, from you can say from QC to QA department, from one company's plant to the another company's plant, from one organization to the another organization. That is, we are not changing we can say the batch size is not changed here. So similar type of technology is transferred. So that is known as the horizontal technology. Okay, so in simple word, you can say that there are two type of technology transfer, vertical and horizontal. In vertical, R&D to production transfer is there, and in horizontal, production to production, or one organization to the another organization, there is a transfer of technology. So that is known as the horizontal technology. Okay, now it is also important to view technology transfer from the perspective of the technology development chains. of a transferer and transferee. So yeah, it is. So when you are doing the technology transfer, so you have to you have to see it, or you have to develop it, or you have to transfer it as per the technology development change. So that is, what is the transferer, what is the transferee, and how to transfer it, how the technology development chain goes. All these things you have to consider when you are going for the technology transfer. Now first, agencies. Now we are talking about the technology transfer agencies or transfer of technology agencies. So first agency is APCTT. Okay, so first thing I want to clear here that there are multiple agencies which are there in the technology transfer, and all the agencies are called with its short name, or we can say abbreviated name. So you have to know, you should know the full form of that technology. This is the first thing, you should remember it. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि आपको टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में सब पता है बट यू डोंट नो व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म एंड ऑफ दिस टेक्नोलॉजी. फॉर एग्जांपल वी आर सेइंग दैट APCTT. ठीक है, नॉर्मली इट इज कॉल्ड एज APCTT, but you should know the full form of APCTT. This is the first thing as a student you should know. Okay, so APCTT, that is Asian and Pacific Centers for Transfer of Technology. So APCTT is known as Asian and Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology. Okay, now what is this technology? It is a United Nations regional institution under the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. Okay, so this APCTT, that is Asian and Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology, is working under the United Nations regional institutes, and it is under the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, that is ASCAP. Okay, ASCAP is basically the controlling authority for the UNRI, and this has developed the APCTT, or the APCTT worked under it. Okay, now this APCTT is basically established in 1977 in Bengaluru, India. So the first it has started, that is first center of APCTT is developed in the Bengaluru in 1977. Okay, then after that in 1993 it is moved to the center of APCTT moved to the New Delhi, India. Okay, so if we talk about the center, so we should write the center is in right now the center of APCTT is in New Delhi. And here two things you should remember, that APCTT, the full form of APCTT, and ASCAP we can say. Okay, so APCTT is Asia and Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology, and ASCAP is Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific. I am emphasizing this because student mostly know this is the APCTT is used for technology transfer. It is under the ASCAP. It is established in 1977. Now it is moved to New Delhi in 1993. Everything. But if I asked them about the full form of APCTT, so they get confused. So that's why I'm saying that the full form is very, very important. So you should, if you say APCTT, so within a second it click to your mind that the APCTT is Asia and Pacific Center for Technology Transfer. Okay. Now APCTT promotes transfer of technology to and from small and medium scale enterprises in Asia and the Pacific region. Okay, so in Asia and Pacific region, this technology is transferred from the small and the medium scale enterprises. So this APCTT promotes the transfer of technology to from small scale maybe it can involve, and medium scale maybe it can involve this APCTT. Okay, now this is basically for the Asia and Pacific regions. Okay, APCTT implements development projects funded by international donors aimed at strengthening the environment for technology transfer upon the SMEs, that is small and medium scale enterprises. May it can implement the development of project, and these projects are funded by the international donors. Okay, now centers make special efforts to encourage more participation of women in the field of technology. And so if you are a woman and you want to transfer some technology, you are applying for that transfer of technology as a woman, so they give extra benefits, and they encourage the participation of women in the field of technology. So this is about the we can say APCTT. Okay, now APCTT undertakes consultancy assignments in various technology transfer related areas. Okay, so this is the add-on, we can say, work of APCTT, that they do the consultancy assignments also related to the technology only, like institution buildings, human resource development, studies, business and partnership development. Okay, the objective of APCTT is to strengthen the technology transfer capabilities in the region, and to facilitate an import or export of environmentally sound technologies to form the member countries. Okay, so we can say it is APCTT basic objective of APCTT is to strengthen the technology transfer capabilities, either it is in internal or external, that is either it is related to export or import, and it should be environmentally sound technology should be there. All member states and associate members of UNESCAPE are de facto members of APCTT. Okay, so if we talk about the members of APCTT, so all the members which are related to the state or associated are the UNESCAPE members of the APCTEC. So UNESCAPE members basically acts as the state and associate members. Okay, UNESCAPE we have already discussed that, you should know the word. Okay. So here you can see that logo of UNESCAPE and APCTT is given. So here the APCTT, you can see the logo is like this, the APCTT logo. You should know actually, sorry. Okay, APCTT, Asia and Pacific Center for Technology Transfer, UNESCAPE, that is United Nations Escape Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific. Okay, so the logo is same, but here the United, because these are all both are and both are, we can say, this related, na, that's why. Okay. So the next is NRDC. NRDC is the other, this NRDC we can say is the second agency for the technology transfer. So this NRDC if we talk, so the NRDC refers to the National Research Development Corporation. So again you should remember the full form of NRDC. NRDC is National Research Development Corporation. It was a non-departmental governmental body which established by the British government to transfer the technology from the public sector to the private sector. Okay, so this here the as APCTT is involved in the transfer of technology in Asia Pacific region, this National Research Development Corporation is basically used to transfer the non-departmental governmental bodies. Okay, and it can transfer the technology from public sector to the private sector. Okay, and it is established by British government basically. Okay. Now NRDC, now full form of National Research Development Corporation. So NRDC, National Research Development Corporation, was established in India in 1953 to help develop and promote the technologies developed at various National R&D Institute. So to promote the technology development, the British government started this NRDC, and it is established in India in 1953. Okay, so as we have discussed about the APCTT, so here you can see that APCTT started in 1977. That is, we can say that NRDC is the is started previous to the APTCC. Okay, so it is in 1977 and it is in 1953. Okay, so in 1981 the NRDC was combined with the National Enterprise Board NEB to form the British Technology Group. So that is again BTG kya hai? What is BTG? BTG, if the question is what is BTG, so you have to write BTG refers to the British Technology Group, and it also works to promote the technology development. And this BTC is a combination of the NRDC and NEB. Okay, NEB is National Enterprise Board, and in 1981 the BTC is we can say formed. Okay, with the combination of NRDC and NEB. Okay, and this NRDC is established in 1953 and BTG is developed in 1981. Typically, the NRDC would patent the product for commercial exploitation and earn royalty as private sector companies generated sales from those products. Okay, so this would patent the product. NRDC was basically working on the patent. Examples of such products include carbon fibers, asbestos plastic composites, and developments in semiconductor technologies. So many technologies are there in which the NRDC would patent, have filed the patent and give the royalty, and you can say the give not, they are they are make them able to earn the royalty. And the development of the hovercraft would also be also not have taken place without the involvement of the NRDC. Now we have discussed about APCTT and NRDC. Now the third one is TIFAC. Okay, TIFAC. Now what is this TIFAC? TIFAC, we can say, is the the technology as an autonomous organization which is developed in the year 1988. Okay, so TIFAC is basically a technology which is developed, which is not technology actually, is an organization, we can say, which is developed in the developed in the year 1988, and this TIFAC is basically refers to the technology, information, forecasting and assessment control. Okay, so TIFAC refers to the we can say it refers to the technology, information, forecasting, assessment council. So if it is not written actually, you can write down if you want to write. That TIFAC refers to the technology, information, forecasting and assessment council, and sometimes only the assessment council is there. So TIFAC is an autonomous organization. It is set up in 1988 under the Department of Science and Technology, that is DST, has started TIFAC in 1988. Okay, so NADC is the first one I think to start till now, तो हम यही बोल सकते हैं. After NADC it is APTCC, and then after that there is a we can say this TIFAC is there. Now it access the DST has developed it to look ahead in technology domain, assess the technology territories and support the innovation by networked actions in select areas of national importance. Okay, so basically we can say to promote the technology, to support the innovations. Thus DST has started the TIFAC in 1988, and it is an autonomous organization. Now TIFAC embarked upon the major task to formulating a technology vision for the country in various emerging technology areas. Under the leadership of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Technology Vision 2020 exercise led to set of 17 documents, including 16 technology areas and one on services. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has lead this TIFAC, and he said the vision 2020 for the technology vision, act as technology vision, but due to various changes due to the coronavirus, this mission is still under process, and it is become slow. But in this, the 17 document pages are there, in which the 16 technologies are there, technical areas are mentioned. Okay, so in more than 25 years of its service to the nation, it has delivered number of technology assessments and foresight reports. So 25 years of experience is there in the TIFAC, and they has delivered number of technology assessment and foresight reports. Now, while inaugurating the 103rd Independence Science Congress in Mysuru, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, released the Technology Vision 2035 prepared by TIFAC. So TIFAC is basically making the visions for the technology. Okay, first there is it is in leadership with the in the APJ Abdul Kalam, then Shri Narendra Modi has give the vision 2035. It is also prepared in the TIFAC. This is being followed by release of technology roadmaps in 12 thematic areas of national priorities and importance: education, medical sciences, healthcare, food and agriculture, water, energy, environmental habits, transportation, infrastructure, manufacturing, materials and information and communication technologies are there in this. Next is, recently Honorable President of India conferred Rani Lakshmibai Award, Nari Shakti Pushkar 2015 upon TIFAC for its scheme Kiran IPR, that is empowering women and R&D through training on intellectual property rights. So all are promoting the technologies by encouraging the women, or किसी भी area में technology को promote करने के लिए basically these units are there, technology transfer agencies are there. So this Rani Lakshmibai Award is also there, which is upon the TIFAC for its scheme Kiran IPR scheme. Okay. Now next is BCIL. BCIL is Biotech Consortium India Limited. New Delhi was incorporated as the public limited company in 1990 under the Companies Act 1956. So in 1990 the BCIL has started and working under the Companies Act 1956. The consortium is promoted by the Department of Biotechnology. DBT is of Government of India, is promoted this BCIL, and it is financed by the All India Financial Institute and some corporate sectors. Now BCIL's major functions include the development and the transfer of technology for the commercialization of biotechnology products, project consultancy, biosafeties, awareness and human resources development. Okay, so it is basically for the commercialization of technology, for the project consultancy and human resource development. Now, BCIL has been successfully managing several flagship schemes and programs of the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. Most notably, it includes Biotechnology Industry Partnership Program, Biotechnology Industrial Training Program, and Small Business Innovation Research Initiatives. Now next is TBSE. TBSE is the Technology Bureau for some small enterprises. So Technology Bureau for Small Enterprises, and is a platform of MSMEs to tap opportunities at the global level for the acquisition of technology or establishing business collaborations. TBSE is a result of the cooperative initiatives of the United Nations, Asian and Pacific Center for the Transfer of Technology, and Small Industries Development Bank of India. So that is TBSE has, TBSE is basically a collaboration of APCTT and SIDBI. Okay, so TBSE also receives partial funding from the Office of DC, Government of India. Now, features of Technology Bureau for the small enterprises. TBSE is the offering a professionally managed system for the reasons of technology and collaboration exploration, helping in the building up of confidence between the potential partners, leading a friendly hand in the complex task of negotiations and matching of perceptions, providing an opportunity to global technology market through the process of networking, exclusive mechanisms for the arrangement of technology and finance, taking up project appraisals and the preparations of the business plan. So all these are features of TBSE. Now in 1995, SIDBI had created a Technology Bureau for Small Enterprises, TBSE, in connection with United Nations Asian and Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology. Technology Bureau for the small enterprises makes available the services to make possible transfer of technology and joint venture collaborations. The new technologies for the reason of transfer are sourced from countries named China, Philippines, South Korea, Australia, Germany, as well as the US. Okay, so this is about the TBSE, that it is in this the new technologies are transferred from the from different countries. There are multiple countries are involved, and this Technology Bureau small enterprises makes the service available to make the profit, to make the possible transfer with the joint venture collaboration. Okay. So in today's video we have discussed about the transfer of technology agencies. In this we have discussed about the many agencies. First one is the APCTT, that is the Asian and Pacific Center for the Transfer of Technology. It is established in 1977, and in 1933 it is shifted to the New Delhi. Okay. So APCTT is there, that is Asia and Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology. Then then next is the UN Escape, which is, APCTT is worked under the UN Escape. So UN Escape is United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. Next is NRDC. NRDC is National Research Development Corporation. It is established in 1953. This is the first body, I think, which is developed for the teaching. Then TIFC, that is autonomous organization. It is set up in 1988. Then BCIL, that is Biotech Consortium India Limited, established in 1990. Then TBSC, that is Technology Bureau for Small Enterprises, 1995, and these are the references. And you can also visit the specific website of the agency for the detailed references or for detail. Okay. First objective questions. First question is technology of transfer. Technology of transferee is. In technology of transferee is. Who is the transferee? We have discussed there are two. One is transferer, one is transferee. So an entity do not require the technology, an entity that do not owns the technology, entity that owns the technology, or an entity that's seeking the technology. So in this we have discussed that the entity which have the entity which are owning the technology is known as transferer, and which are seeking that technology is known as transferee. So that is D answer is correct. So in technology of transferee is an entity seeking the technology. TFAC is the technology transfer is TFAC in technology transfer. So I have already told you to remember all the full forms. So now you should know for the answer. For answering this question, you should know that what is TFAC in technology transfer. So TFAC in technology transfer is Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council, Technology Information Forecasting and Accreditation Council, Technology Information Forecasting and Accreditation Commission, or Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Commission. So the right answer is Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council. So there is basically the commission and council. There is one term which is there. So in TFAC the council is the right answer, and in A stands for assessment, not the accreditation. Okay, so this thing only you will came to know when you actually study about it. Now BCIL was established in the year. So BCIL is established in 1998, 99, 91 or 96. So the right answer is 1990. 1990. So BCIL is a technology transfer agency which is developed in 1990. Next is TFAC was established in the year. Okay, so year is also you should remember. So TFAC was established in the year 1988, 1990, 1999 and 1977. Okay, so 1990 में तो अभी हमने discuss किया था that this BCIL was developed. So TFAC is developed in 1988. Okay, APTCC in 1977 we have discussed, right? So the answer is 1988 TFAC. So along with the full forms you should also remember the head office as well as the year of establishment. Next is BCIL in technology transfer is. BCIL is developed in 1990. This we have discussed. Now what is BCIL? So you should know the what is BCIL. So BCIL is either Biotechnology Council India Limited, Biotech Consortium India Limited, Biotechnological Commission India Limited, or Biotech Company India Limited. So the right answer is Biotech Consortium India Limited. So we have also discussed about this thing that there is a consortium related to this biotechnology. So yeah, so sorry, there is a mistake of the company. Okay, so that is the this is related to the biotechnological survey. Next is in Next is in technology transfer, which is not included. So A is the analytical method transfer, B is transfer of manufacturing processes, C is transfer of packaging and technology, D is transfer of manufacturing scientist. Okay, so which is not included in this. So technology transfer, obviously in analytical method transfer is there, transfer of manufacturing process is also there, transfer of packaging technology is also there, but transfer of manufacturing scientist is not there because they are handovering the technology to the another scientist. Okay, there is no transfer of manufacturing scientist. Okay, so that means the D answer is the correct, that is the in technology transfer, transfer of manufacturing scientist is not there. Next is NDA in technology transfer is. Now what is this NDA? Okay, so non-disclosure agreement, new disclosure agreement, new drug application and new drug agreement. So A answer is correct. NDA in टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर इज नॉन डिस्क्लोजर एग्रीमेंट. ठीक है, तो अगर हम इन जनरल पूछते तो NDA न्यू ड्रग एप्लीकेशन भी होता है, बट इन टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर स्पेसिफिकली इट इज नॉन डिस्क्लोजर एग्रीमेंट. Now it is a legal contract between two or more parties. Non-disclosure agreement, confidentiality agreement, technology transfer agreement, or all mentioned. So I think the answer is the confidentiality agreement. So that is, it is a legal contract between two or more parties. The answer is confidentiality agreement. Next is measures for employees for protection of IPR for new employees not include. Measures for employees for protection of IPR for new employees not include obligations toward former employer, assign all rights to invention developed in the course of employment, non-disclosure or confidentiality agreement, non-compete provision. So D is the right answer. So that is non-compete provision. Next is measures for employees for the protection of IPR for current employees include a prevent inadvertent disclosure, that is ignorance. Second is train and educate. Third is NDA for particular task, and fourth is all mentioned, D. Okay, so that means the four thing which are there is the for the measurement for employees for protection of IPR for the current employee include all the mentioned here, that is it prevents the inadequate disclosure, that is ignorance, train and educate people, and NDA, that is non-disclosure agreement for particular task. Okay. Yeah, so that's all for today. In today's video we have discussed about different TOT techniques and TOT agencies, as well as the objective questions related to them. And in objective questions, some questions are also from the from the previous slides of technology transfer. So it is you can also visit my previous videos if you want the detail related to that objective questions. And okay, yeah, hope you like the video. Thank you.